Hello, we're Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile, with our thoughts on a movie that has no name worthy of its darkness. About a being whose enemies call the Archduke of Nightmares.
We'll just call him PSYCHO GOREMAN.
PSYCHO GOREMAN is an absurd intergalactic sci-fi horror comedy from one of the Astron Six boys, writer-director Steven Kostanski. Astron Six is a film production company founded in 2007 by 5 Canadian friends.
Wow, how does someone even get 5 friends?
They're known for producing low-budget 1980s-centric independent horror comedies. I liked their film, The Editor, and Kostanski's other horror film, The Void, which I reviewed back in 2016. Kostanski also directed the Leprechaun Return sequel, which was better than I thought it would be. Especially after the disappointing Leprechaun Origins abomination.
Wait, I don't remember reviewing Leprechaun Origins?
Yeah, because you got blackout drunk and pissed our pants!
Yeah, that's not gonna help narrow it down.
Anyway, Kostanski's work hasn't let me down, so let's see if PSYCHO GOREMAN continues the streak. We learned that many moons ago, on the distant planet of Gygax, a nameless evil reigned supreme. This ruthless being had amassed power beyond measure, and was preparing to strike down all that was good and just in the universe.
Ooh, things to put on my bucket list.
Before he could fulfill his dark destiny, the forces of light banded together and toppled the Dark One from his throne. He was then imprisoned in a place far beyond reach.
A shallow hole on Earth.
For if he were to ever be released, it would spell certain doom for all existence.
And that's our titular character.
Down on our pathetic planet, the bully named Mimi tries to bury her brother Luke, only to unwittingly unearth the gem of Praxidike, which resurrects the ancient overlord. The 2 brainless meat children learn whoever possesses the gem can command the evil one.
Go over there and wait for us to come back in the morning.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
Bye!
Despite assuring the kids he will kill them, he will kill them. Mimi nicknames him PSYCHO GOREMAN, or PG for short, and forces him to do their bidding, like playing crazy ball, joining their rock band,
Turning their friend into a giant brain blob.
Or obliterating thugs and the police in horrifying ways.
It isn't long before PG's reappearance draws the attention of the Gygax Council and the Templars, a religious sect that enslaved PG. We're also introduced to PG's old war buddies, the Paladins, Obsidian. My favorite was Death Trapper, a living bucket of organs that spewed blood. Yeah, this movie is completely bonkers.
Essentially, imagine if the kids in E.T. found Odorous Urungus.
Soon, the fate of the universe is in the hands of this bratty little girl who domineers her entire family, even her father Greg, Adam Brooks of Astron Six. While they try to give her an arc at the end, I think most viewers will find Mimi obnoxious and unlikable. She was giving me flashbacks to the kid in the Babadook.
In a monster movie, Mimi is the real monster.
I related more to the Thanos-looking dude who'd make Pinhead jealous with his grisly works of art.
I will bathe in your blood.
Don't worry.
Be worried.
During the climax, it's good versus evil, dad versus mom, and brother versus sister. Might as well call it a family vacation. Simply put, Psycho Goreman is a fun time. The movie is packed with battle scenes, monsters, and practical effects. The gore isn't off-putting, but cartoonishly ghastly and played for laughs. The character designs are creative, silly, and fun.
It reminded me of the Power Rangers I watched in the 90s.
Tokusatsu, or special filming, is a Japanese term for a production that relies heavily on special effects, often dealing in science fiction, fantasy, and horror. Think Godzilla, men in rubber monster suits. Hell, the Witchmaster character was even from the distant Tokusatsu system. One of my favorite gross moments is when PG melts a cop and turns him into a slave. Ooh, or when PG offers his foe a warrior's death. In other words, he unhinges his jaw and swallows them whole.
Ah, I've given many a taco. A warrior's death.
Because PG is so serious, yet everything is so goofy and over the top, the film is peppered with funny moments, whether it's the bloodshed or the fish out of water stuff. For instance, PG can't remember the name of Mimi's brother... Billy? Timmy? Because he's so passive and bland. Kostanski wanted to create something more mature for the nerd who grew up with G.I. Joe and Transformers while giving them those same nostalgic childhood vibes. I can relate, because when I was a kid, I had the Batman animated series, and then, as an adult, I had the Batman video games. Kostanski was also inspired by a movie he saw as a kid called The Guyver 2, which is basically an R-rated Power Rangers.
My pecs have been known to kill as well. After one push-up.
This movie is a love letter and pays homage to many different genre films. There's even a shot taken directly out of Phantasm.
Boy!
While I had a grin on my face most of the movie, it won't be for every weak, primitive, unevolved human.
Maybe in another millennia.
This is for the horror fan who is into schlock. If you grew up watching kids befriending monsters like in the Monster Squad, or trauma movies like The Toxic Avenger, then this movie is right up your alley.
Or PG for short.
The movie also has a fun 80s soundtrack, including Psycho Goreman's own metal and hip-hop theme song.
In the end, I learned that creeps in vans can be pretty cool.
And I learned about the power of love, and how I can use it to enslave my enemies.
Psycho Goreman is an entertaining low-budget space opera that is self-aware and doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a kids' movie, not meant for children. It's full of over-the-top monsters, gory practical effects, a fun soundtrack, and plenty of laughs. Steven Kostanski has done it again.
It was nice meeting you.
It would be nicer if you were dead.
Alright, bye.
This has been Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile.
Thanks for liking and subscribing.
And in the words of Psycho Goreman, frig off!